A Linux-based smartphone. Let's check this out, boys. I have here today the Pine64 PinePhone. It's $150 and I got the one that's running Postmarket OS. Now, Postmarket OS is based on Alpine Linux, so you're literally running desktop Linux applications on a smartphone. It's a really cool idea. It has a lot of really great privacy features. For example, there's an option to set up full disk encryption as part of the installation process of Postmarket OS. So just right out of the box, you have full disk encryption. And there are physical kill switches. If you open it up, you can see there are little dip switches here. It's kind of, my camera sucks. There are little dip switches here on the back where you can switch off the Wi-Fi modem, the cell modem, the microphone, the rear camera, the front camera, and the headphone jack. You can turn all those things on and off at will with these little switches. So it has a lot of really great privacy features, but the problem is, that's like the only great thing it has. And I know it is only $150 and it is in beta, but I was underwhelmed. I really wanted to switch to this as like my main smartphone, but they're trying to run desktop Linux applications on an outdated smartphone processor, and it ends up being a frustrating experience to use this thing. And I'm sorry to say it, I love the idea of the project, but here's me trying to open up the Settings app. Like, that's just opening the Settings app. There's tangible latency when you're just typing on the keyboard. And like I said, I don't want to just talk trash about this thing, but I would rather it be a few $100s more expensive and use a good processor that can actually run what it's trying to run than have it be just honestly unusable. So, for an example of what I'm talking about with this keyboard latency, here's me typing in the last few characters of my encryption password. You can physically see the latency there. It's just, But other than the latency issues, I mean, you basically have desktop Linux in your pocket, and you can make texts and calls, and it has a built-in SSH server. You can SSH into it and transfer files. It's very neat, but I would honestly wait for the PinePhone 2 at this point and hope that the next one, they decide to go with a modern processor that can handle what they're trying to do here. Also, if you throw the phone in portrait mode and you hold it how you would normally hold a smartphone, your hand will cover up the sensor for hibernation, so it goes to sleep when you're just holding it. That was kind of I'm not sure. This doesn't happen on any of my other smartphones, so it wasn't immediately obvious that this was what was happening. I was just rocking away doing whatever I was doing, and this just started to happen. So I'm not sure what means they have to address that, but that's pretty unacceptable. I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just holding it like you would hold a phone. So they need to address that as well for the next release or whatever. But yeah, I will say that it's better than the first version of Android. It would work really well if they just used a better processor for it. So anyway, my conclusion is probably wait for the PinePhone 2 to come out if it's going to have a faster processor. Thanks for watching.